What's up, watch friends? Welcome to Friday. Happy Friday. And another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. This is Uku. And Uku, she wants to lick me. And today I am wearing my Cartier Santos large. I'm going to do a video on this soon. And for those of you who don't know what we normally do on Friday, it's the Q&A. So if you want to have your question featured on the Q&A, all you got to do is ask your question in the comments below on this video, and it'll be featured. And I've got a lot of questions this week, so I'm going to break it up into two parts. I have to do this sometimes when I get too many questions. So we're going to do part one today, part two tomorrow. If I don't answer your question tonight and you don't hear your question answered, that's just because it's going to be tomorrow. All right, so let's roll the intro. So this is actually take two. I only ever do one take first time, but for some reason my mic wasn't on and no volume. Go figure, man. This is the second time in a week I had with issue with this. But having said that, never mind. So I appreciate everyone who likes and subscribes too, man. It means a lot to me. That's what keeps me going on this, man. If you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, that's what keeps me motivated. It's not the money or anything like that. I could care less, man. So just other than that, just appreciate you guys. All right. And I appreciate all the interaction between us too. So the first question comes from 458V8. Hey, Tony, we love your content. Thank you. Here is a question. Can someone send in a Rolex Daytona Oyster Flex Ghost to Rolex and get a Daytona Meteorite dial put in? Will Rolex do this since it's the same reference number? We met a guy with a Meteorite Pepsi, and he told us he did this on his white gold Pepsi. Thank you, Tony. Hi, Paco. Hi, Uku. Hi, Paco. And Uku was here somewhere, but they say hi. I don't know, man. You know, I don't think so. You know, it could happen, I guess, but and Rolex may be more lenient on doing things like that now. But I can tell you, like with the OPs, they're the same reference number, and you know the coral red, the mustard yellow, the green, you know, the pink, the blue, you know, they're all the same reference number, man. And you cannot send that in. Say for instance you have the green one and you want the Tiffany dial and you take it to Rolex, they're not going to put the Tiffany dial in it, man. I highly doubt they're going to do that with a Daytona either, especially with a Meteorite dial, dude. But you know, it could. You'd have to really ask. You say, hey, do you think Rolex will put this Meteorite dial in this watch? You know, however much it costs, a couple $1,000 maybe. I don't know, but good luck. All right, the next one is TJS1189. I have had a Seamaster 300M ceramic pre-wave dial for about 6 years, and I cannot find a watch I like more than this, enough to spend real money on. Ever have this experience? My collection has been stagnant ever since. I'm bored, but stuck, but content. Did I find the perfect watch for me? I'd like to think so, but it's almost sad to think my search is over. I don't know, man. Sounds like you got some other issues going on, man, because you've got all kinds of things going here. You got a watch you've had for 6 years, and in capital you put, I cannot find a watch I like more than this, enough to spend real money on. Right there, it's a great watch. You love it. You wear it. It's your watch. But you're saying your collection is stagnant. Maybe your other watches are stagnant. I don't know. But and you're bored. But why are you bored? You just said you've got this watch that you cannot find anything more that you love. Did I find the perfect watch for me? Yep, probably did. You know, it's rare, but it happens. You know, you're not far enough down that rabbit hole yet, or maybe you just literally become like, you know. And has it happened to me? Yeah. You know, I mean, back in my 20s and early 30s, you know, I was just all about watches and watches and watches. I had freaking everything, man. You know, you name it, dude. Everything, just about. And then it got to a point where, you know, things changed in my life that you know, just certain things went kind of south, not good, and the Rolex, all the watches went away. and I kind of didn't care because my life wasn't just about the watches. It was about survival, staying, all that stuff. So, and for a long time, I can hear this fucking crow that won't shut up outside my window. But for a long time, okay, so that back in the 90s and whatever, I bought like a Movado and whatever. And in 2007, I bought another Movado and I wore that one just for years, man. And I had no interest in any other watches. I bought that Movado. I still have it. And then other shit happened, and watches were just so not where I was at, and then I bought a Zen watch, which I wore for a while, and eventually I just got back into it. So I started my channel, my first YouTube channel. I think the first video was January 1st or 2nd or January 3rd of 2017. So I've had my YouTube presence for a long time. And that's kind of when I started getting back all into it again, you know what I mean? And so it does happen, but if you're happy with what you got, dude, and it doesn't have to be high dollar, you know what I mean? People have this misconception that they feel they need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a luxury watch when you could be just as content or happy with $1,000, Longines or something, or a Hamilton, So, look elsewhere, maybe find something lower on the, scale. And I don't know, but it doesn't have to be a luxury watch, man. But all the best to you, dude. And thanks for your question. This one comes from Stephen Haywood, 751, or Stephen Haywood. Hey, Tony, I got a new question for you. I was just recently contacted by my local AD and chosen for the Rolex Submariner 41 date and recently purchased it. My question is, the last time I was contacted by my sales rep and same AD for the Sea Dweller, I got her a card and a gift card to a nice restaurant. Do you think that is appropriate to get your salesperson a small gift for choosing you for the watch? And if so, what is your opinion for a thoughtful gift? I'm only asking because I did it last time, but have also read where it can be frowned upon. I personally don't see the problem with it. But wanted to get your thoughts and feedback since you have a lot more experience with buying watches and using the same AD and salesperson. Thanks. Look forward to your thoughts and feedback. It's up to you, man. I mean, if you're buying it from the same AD and the same rep and you got her a gift card before, I don't see an issue with it. Just send her something or just casually stop by and drop it in, man. But, if you did a card with hearts all over it, like, call me, you know what I mean? That'd be a little bit creepy. But yeah, it's up to you. I don't get anything for my rep, one, you know what I mean? It's like, way back, I'd given him a couple of watches that I'd painted, long story. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't, I don't, no, it's okay if you want to, dude, but just as long as, because your AD, your AD better than I know your AD. Some people have the personality of, a dead fish, even when you've known them for a while and you're just like, fuck that. Or if they're just really cool, just say, hey man, I just wanted to express some gratitude. Just here's a little something to say thank you. That can go a long way. I wish you the best of luck on that, dude. Fabian Predov. Hey Tony, do you prefer the sub 40 or the 41? And do you think if we will ever get a new Hulk? 124060. I prefer that, just the standard sub. It's 41 millimeters, but the 40 millimeters fine too. Do I ever think we'll get the new Hulk? No, I don't. Maybe Tudor will make one. They like doing stuff like that, making Rolex watches after the fact. Yeah, they and Bindi have the new certified pre-owned section now. They didn't used to sell certified pre-owned. And they have one for 24,500. They also have a all black GMT Master. They had a Batman, from what Juan told me, and it was 14,500, which is absolutely unheard of for a certified pre-owned Rolex for a Batman for 14,500. That's pretty sick. He said it went real fast. I would imagine it would, because most people are trying to get more than that when they're trying to sell them. So, but yeah. I don't think they're going to come out with a Hulk, but anything that you hear as far as rumors go about Rolex are usually untrue. And that's all they are, rumors. But this is not a rumor. It's just, do I think we'll ever get the Hulk? I don't think so. Thanks for your question, man. This comes from Kevin P 4305. Hey Tony, happy Friday. I have a question for you for next week's video. I've noticed a large brand like Breitling, they do not get much love from watch enthusiasts or even hardly mentioned in watch YouTube videos. Do you think the brand is overpriced? Is Georges Kern doing enough? Thanks, man. I mean, they do get mentioned. I mean, they're just not a big topic like Rolex or Cartier or Patek Philippe or Vacheron, name it. And most of the YouTubers probably don't do videos on it because anytime you do a video other than Rolex, it's like your views tank. You know what I mean? So, I think a lot of people just stay away from it. Like if I'm going to be doing a video on this watch, and I can tell you it's not going to get anywhere near the views like if I did a Rolex or if I bought a new Rolex or something. That's just the way it goes. I don't I say I don't care, but it's like, I'm still going to do reviews and talk about watches I like talking about because it's like, otherwise it'd be pretty boring if I just talk about Rolex all the time. Yet that's what people seem to like, So when I say there's more to watches than just Rolex and people go, I know, thank you. It's like, whoa, you know what? I wish more people thought that too, because guess what? You don't get the views, but on my end of it, I don't, I'm not striving to do this for a living. And if the poor views tank enough on other channels that do this, that are doing it for a living, I don't know, it's probably not a benefit to their channel, so they won't talk about them. But I think Breitling makes some good watches. I think they're reasonably priced. I don't think they're overpriced. They really came from being in real trouble. They were bought by a holding company, I think. And then, now they're doing well. They're not by any means in any trouble now. They got themselves out of it, and they're making some good watches. So hopefully they'll, take it you're a Breitling fan. So hopefully they'll, do more. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but I think they make good watches. This one comes from Eric Erner 5858. What are your thoughts on Bulgari Octo Finissimo line? Bulgari Octo Finissimo line, I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. They're not nice and thin. They've got different variations. I do like the variation that's like a sketch. It's the drawing of the actual dial and then it's put in as the dial. I think that looks really cool. I think they have one that looks like it's a marble dial, not dial, but marble. The whole watch is like marble. I'd never buy that, but it looks kind of cool. And I guess I would have to just, really check them out. And I haven't done, I've never really tried one on and I don't know, but, so I can't really comment on would I buy one or would I not buy one? Not on my radar for purchase, but, you never know if I tried one on. So I think they're pretty cool. But there you go. Next question, JPG387. Hi Tony, love the Q&A. Question for you: Do you care about the color of your watch dial? Would you try to have diversity in color? Dude, have you seen my watches? I recently bought a new watch, and my wife commented that I have a lot of black dial watches, and this now has me thinking about this. I feel my watches are not all quite different. I'm sorry, my watches are all quite different. But she has a point that I now have 3 watches with black dials. Yeah, man, add some color to it, dude. Yeah, I mean, I got the brown, Cartier Santos. I've got a blue Cartier Pasha. I've got the Nomos Club Campus that's got the cream coral color dial. I've got a Zodiac Watermelon. I've got an Omega with a green dial. An Omega, a Rolex OP with a green dial. You got to have some diversity there, man. But if you like black, then that's fine. Paco, why don't you shut up for a minute, please? But thanks for your question, dude. Guspizana. Thank you for your videos and keeping it real. Thank you, man. Tony, my question is a bit odd. I'm not generally superstitious, but quite a few times I've worn a specific watch, which I really like. I've had bad days, so now I associate that watch with negative feelings. Has this ever happened to you? Do you recommend selling it? Thank you, Tony. It's so funny you mentioned that, brother. Now, I don't generally, think like that, but funny thing is bought a Rolex Datejust 36 white dial 2018 at Bindi Jewelers just 2 days after my birthday. So it was a birthday present for myself. And then it just so happens just after that, about less than a week later, through this whole thing, I ended up getting signed to Maximo Aguirre Music Publishing. So the first meeting with him, I'd met with him, and I was wearing that watch, and he used to be the head of Warner Brothers Latin division, and he's a watch collector as well. And all the meetings went perfect all the way up until I signed the record contract and the publishing deal, and all that stuff. And I always wore that Rolex, and I associated it with good, because it's like, oh shit, every time I wear this Rolex, everything's just falling into place and doing well. And then for some reason, a little bit later on, I decided, it's small, maybe I should go for something bigger, and I ended up selling it. And I wish I hadn't, because after that, like, all the meetings, it wasn't like they were bad. It was just like, it was just a different sort of vibe, different things. And then I recorded a record, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and that record didn't get released for over a year, and fuck, and then everything just like, and then yeah, so it was kind of a weird thing, man. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say sell the watch. I would just say basically, try to make something good happen with that watch on, and then reverse that, whatever it is you feel, because now that you have it on, you're already telling yourself that it's negative, and something negative is probably going to happen. So all you got to do is just shift that around and say nothing negative is going to happen. It's going to be a great day, blah, blah, blah. Flip it around. You know what I mean? But if you want to sell it, sell it. Thanks for your question, dude. Adira Kaya 9724. What your holy grail? What is making the holy grail? Is it rarity, price, materials, or pure aesthetics? I don't know, man. It's not just aesthetics. I mean, it's what the watch stands for, what the brand stands for. My holy grails have always been like, it was Rolex and Cartier, and then I got Rolex and Cartier, and then brands like Patek Philippe and Vacheron Constantin. You know what I mean? And it's not that I couldn't get a Patek or a Vacheron, because I can get one, but it's not at the one I would want at the retail and whatever. I'd want that retail experience. You know what I mean? So Patek, and I just kind of hold off on those, because I just feel like those are they're still Grail watches. You know what I mean? And I want to respect them as much as I respect them, but I'm happy with what I have. So, it just depends where you are in your watch collecting as to what your Grail would be. You know what I mean? Because like I say, mine was Cartier and Rolex. You know what I mean? And kind of achieved that. But yeah, so, and of course aesthetics, but I love the history and the heritage of brands like Patek and Vacheron even more so. So, but that's it, man. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. We're gonna get to part 2 tomorrow. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and catch you later.